An underground storage tank is being filled with liquid as shown in the diagram. Initially, the tank is empty. At time t hours after filling begins, the volume of liquid is V meter cube and the depth is H meter. It is given that volume is equal to 4 over 3 H cube. The liquid is poured at a rate of 20 meter cube per hour, but owing to the leakage, liquid is lost at a rate proportional to H square. When H is 1, the derivative of height with respect to time is 4.95. Show that H satisfies this differential equation. Okay, so the volume is being filled at time t hours after filling begins. The volume of liquid is V meter cube and the depth of the liquid is H. The liquid is being poured at a constant rate of 20 meter cube per hour. That is the inflow. So basically there are two things happening, that the water is being filled in as well and the water is being out as well because of the leakage. So the net rate of volume with uh, inside the tank is going to be equal to inflow minus outflow. Water is being filled in at a rate of 20 meter cube minus outflow. What is the rate of leakage? It says that the
H
liquid is
square?
lost at a rate proportional to H square. Sorry?
Yeah, so this is the part that I didn't understand. Is it H square or like what do we have to
It's
do to
going
make
to
it
be kh
proportional?
square because the rate at which the liquid is lost is proportional to H square. So if I remove the proportionality sign, that is going to be k times H square.
Okay.
So the volume due to leakage is proportional to H square. If I remove the proportionality sign, that is equal to kh square. Now this is outflow because of the leakage, and the liquid was being inserted at a constant rate of 20 meter cube. So the net flow, this is this denotes the net flow, or you can say the rate at which the liquid is present inside the container. This is equal to 20 minus kh square. Now we are being asked to show that H satisfies this differential equation. So first of all, we have done this. Now we can find the value of K. Can we?
Yes.
Also, you need to find dH over dt. So if you apply the chain rule, dH over dt is equals to dH over dV times dV over dt. All right.
So is it 5 over H square?
5 upon
H square.
5 upon H square. You are telling
Yeah.
me the value of
dH over dt.
dH over dt is given in the question.
Oh.
Let me think as well. So we can easily find dV over dH or dH over dV from here.
Yeah. dV over dH is 4H square. And then
D over dH is yes. dV over dH is 4h square. So this is going to be 1 upon 4h square, and dv over dt is going to be dv over dt came out to be dv over dt was 20 minus kh square.
H.
This all is equals to dh upon dt. Now we are going to use this value that when h is 1, dh over dt is 4.95. So when h is 1, dh over dt is 4.95. This is going to be 1 upon 4, 20 minus k. Can you solve this and give me the value of k? I'm getting 0.2 over here.
Yeah, sir, same here.
Okay. So dh over dt dh over dt was equals to 1 upon 4h square times 20 minus 0.28 square. If you multiply this 1 upon 4h square with 20, you are going to get 5 upon h square. If you multiply 0.2 by 1 upon 4, you get 1 upon 20. H square and h square is going to be cancelled out. So this is what you were asked to show.
Okay.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the second part, they are asking you to verify that 28 square over 100 minus a square is equals to this. Is equals to this. So you just have to, and it's a 1 mark question, you just have to equate them and
Okay.
justify the reason. So you have to justify the given identity. You can use the right hand side. This is going to be multiplied by minus 20 is going to be multiplied by 10 minus h times 10 plus h plus 2000. 10 minus h times 10 plus h is 10 square minus h square, which is 100 minus h square. So minus 20 times 100 minus h square plus 2000. Minus 20 times 100 is minus 2000 plus 20 h square plus 2000 over 100 minus h square. Now you can see that the identity has been proved. Okay. Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the last part, it says, hence solve the differential equation in part 1, obtaining an expression for t in terms of h. So we need to solve the differential equation in part 1. So what was the part 1?
5 over h square minus 1 over 20.
Yes. dh over dt was equal to 5 over h square minus 1 upon 20. Okay. We need to find an expression of t in terms of h. Okay. So t equals to a function of h. If you solve this, what do you get? 20h square. 25 times 20 is 100 minus h square. Would you agree that this is going to be dh over dt?
Yes, sir.
So dt over dh is going to be 20h square over 100 minus h square, right?
Yeah.
To solve this, I'll have to integrate on both sides. So I'm going to be left with integration of dt equals to integral of 20h square over 100 minus h square dt dh. Now, do you think that for this part, 20h square upon 100 minus h square, there was an identity given in the second part? You just cannot
Uh,
integrate this directly. So you are going to convert this into the partial fractions which were given to you in the form of an identity. So 20h square upon 100 minus h square can be written as minus 20 plus 2000 upon 10 minus h times 10 plus h. Yeah. Then what can we do? What is the integration of
you can
dt?
multiply.
This is going to be t, right? Integration of 1 dt is going to be t. Integration of
Yeah.
minus 20 is going to be minus 20t. Sorry, minus 20h, because we are
Yeah.
integrating it with respect to dh. Now integral of, you can take 2000 common from here. Integration of 1 upon, yeah. Can this be expressed as further partial fraction? Can we make this as a further partial fraction?
Yeah.
So this thing can be written as, if I take 2000 common, 1 upon 10 minus h times 10 plus h. This is equal to a upon the first factor plus b upon the second factor. So what are a and b going to come out? Make the partial fractions, give me the value, get me the value of a and b.
100 for both.
A is 100 and b is
100 as well, I think.
plus 100 or minus 100.
Mm, plus 100.
Okay, so I can express this as partial fraction as 100 upon 10 minus h plus 100 upon 10 plus h dh. So integration of 100 upon 10 minus h is going to be, what was the integration of 100 upon 10 minus h?
I don't remember.
Okay, if you take 100 common out, you are going to get 1 upon 10 minus h. The differentiation of the denominator is minus 1, and in the numerator you are going to have plus 1. If you try to take out 100 common, then you are going to be left with 1 over 10 minus h. You need to recall that I said when the differentiation of the denominator is present in the numerator, then you use ln for the integration. So 10 minus h integration is minus 1. So if you want minus 1 over here, you're going to have minus outside as well. So integration of 100 upon 10 minus 100, minus 10 100 upon 10 minus h is going to be minus 100 ln 10 minus h, right?
Yes.
Similarly, integration of 100 upon 10 plus h is going to be 100 ln 10 plus h. If I rewrite this, 100 ln 10 plus h minus 100 ln 10 minus h,
Then you can do the division.
yes. Just check if there is no error being made. I'm just gonna check the working before moving on. So 28 square over 100 minus a square could be written as minus 20 plus 2000 plus 2000 upon 10 minus h upon 10 plus h, right? While when you were taking partial fractions, did you have 2000 as the numerator or 100 as a numerator, or 1 as a numerator over here?
2000.
So you have already used 2000, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then I should remove 2000 from here. Okay, then the working is right. Minus 20h plus 100 ln 10 plus h over 10 minus h. Okay, so this is going to be, yeah, that's the final answer. That is the expression of t in terms of h. ठीक है, you do the calculation. I'll just be back in a minute. I need to answer the doorbell.
Okay.
All right, yes, I'm back. So, is there anything that you want me to go over again? If something is confusing you, let me know.
No, sir, I got this.
Okay. Okay, there was one more question, right? This one.
Yes, sir.
So you were able to do completely?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a tank containing water. A tank containing water is in the form of a cone with vertex C. The axis is vertical and the semi-vertical angle is 60 degree, as shown in the diagram. At time t equals to 0, the tank is full and the depth of the water is h, capital H. At time t equals to 0, the tank is full and the depth of the water is h. At this instant, a tap at C is open and the water begins to flow out. Okay. So with respect to time, is the height increasing or decreasing in this tank? Is the depth increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Decreasing. So if it is decreasing, do you think that the rate of the height is going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, yes. The volume of the water in the tank decreases at a rate proportional to h. So there isn't any inflow, only there is outflow. So dH over dt is equals to outflow, and the outflow, the volume of the water in the tank decreases at a rate proportional to h. dV over dt, okay, is proportional to root h. So dV over dt is going to be equal to negative k root h. Why negative? Because the volume is becoming less with respect to time. Okay. The tank becomes empty when T is 60. Show that H satisfy the differential equation of the form dH over dt equals to minus AH to the power of minus 3 over 2. Is there anything that you do not understand by the wording of the question?
No, sir, I understand it.
Okay. Then, to answer part 1, it's a cone, okay? So you need to remember, uh, just a second. So, what is the volume of a cone equal to?
1/3 pi r cube.
Pi r cube. Okay. So the volume of the cone is 1 over 3 pi r square h. That is the volume. Okay, now if I look at the if I look at this geometry, this is the radius, right? I want to get rid of radius expression over here and I want the volume to be directly associated with the height. So if you can see that there is a right angle triangle being formed where this is 60. So if you use the tangent ratio, tan 60 is equals to r upon h. What is tangent of 60 degree?
Root 3.
Root 3. Right. So tangent of 60 is root 3 equals to r upon h. So h, so r is equals to root 3 times h. So the volume of the cone is going to be 1 upon 3 pi r square root 3 h square times h. So root 3 square is 3, 3 and 3 are going to be cancelled out. So the volume of this cone is going to come out as pi hq. Are you with me so far? Do you understand
Yes,
this?
sir.
This was important.
Yes.
It was important for you to find this first. Then we have been given that dv over dt, the volume of the water in the tank decreases at a rate proportional to root h. So this means that this is equal to minus k root h. Okay. So dh over dt is equals to dh upon dv times dv over dt, the chain rule. If the volume of the water in the cone would be equal to pi h cube, then dv over dh will be equal to
3 pi h square.
3 pi h square. So dh over dv is going to be equal to 1 upon 3 pi h square. dv over dt is minus k square root h, and this is equal to dh over dt. So we need to find the value of k as well. Do we have sufficient information to use to find that?
Mm, yeah.
Check again.
No, so I think you need to
No.
find the h.
So we do not have sufficient information to find the value of k, but if we see the question, they have introduced a new variable a minus a over here. So basically a is going to refer to as a constant value. So if I rewrite this expression minus k upon 3 pi, so root h is h to the power of half, and this is h square. If I simplify this, I am going to get minus 3 upon 2. Is that correct? Can you confirm this to me?
Yes, sir.
Acha. So minus k upon 3 pi, I knew that k is a constant value, 3 pi is a constant number. A constant value divided by a constant number will also give you a constant value. So they have called it a. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
So this was the first part we were asked to show. Now in the second part, solve the differential equation given in part 1 and obtain an expression of 40 in terms of h, in terms of small h and capital H. Okay. So we are going to separate the variables. dh over dt is equals to minus a h to the power of minus 3 by 2. Yeah. So if you separate the variables, what do you get? dh over h to the power of minus 3 over 2 minus a dt. This is going to be h to the power of 3 upon 2 dh equals to minus a dt. If you integrate both the sides, what is the integration of h to the power of 3 upon 2?
3 upon 2 h to the power of 5 upon 2.
Yeah, 5 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2, so I can write 2 upon 5 is equals to minus a t plus c. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, when t was 0, the question had mentioned that initially at time t equals to 0, the tank is full and had a height of capital H. So at t equals to 0, small h is equals to capital H. So this is going to be 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5 equals to c, right? T is 0.
Yes.
So this gives us 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5 equals to minus at plus 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5. Then there was one piece of information more, that at time t equals to 60, the tank become empty. If the tank is becoming empty when t is 60, that means that at t equals to 60, the height is 0, the depth is 0. So this is going to be 0 at 60 degree, sorry, 60 degree, oh sorry, at time t equals 60, height is going to be 0. So 0 equals to 60a plus 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5. So a comes out to be equal to minus, this was minus 60.
O minus 2 h to the power of 5 over 2 upon 5, and then the whole thing is divided by minus 60.
Yes. So I'm getting 1 upon 50 h to the power of 5 upon 2. Can you confirm?
Oh, so how are you getting that?
Okay. If I take minus 60a to the other side, so a is going to be 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 divided by 60 times 5. That is 5 times 30 is 150
Oh,
h to
yeah.
the power of 5 over 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this means that the final answer is going to be 2h to the 2 upon 5h to the power of 5 upon 2 is equal to, the value of a is 1 upon 150 h to the power of 5 upon 2 t plus 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5. This is the expression of small h in terms of t. Now they have asked us to obtain an expression for t, so you need to make t the subject. Okay, that's not the final answer, we need to make t the subject. So that is going to be 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5 minus 2h to the power of 5 upon 2 upon 5 You can simplify this further. If you take 2 upon 5 common and multiply it by 150, you get 60. So 60 over h to the power of 5 upon 2 times 2h to the power of 5 upon 2, sorry, simply h to the power of 5 upon 2 minus capital H to the power of 5 upon 2. I can simplify this further as well. बस सही है, I'm going to leave the answer till here अभी. ठीक है. That is t in terms of small h and capital H. Let me know when you are done.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Do you understand this working?
Yeah.
Okay. The next part says, part 3 says, find the time at which the depth reaches 1 upon 2h. So we need to find the time. I can do part 3 over here. You need to find a time when the height becomes half of capital H. Okay, so we will have to solve this. If you multiply half h to the power of 5 upon 2 with divide this term by this term, you should only be getting 1 upon 2 to the power of 5 upon 2, because h and h are going to be cancelled out, and this is already 1. So what's the answer?
Minus 49.4.
The answer should be 49.4, not minus 49.4, because we are dealing with time. Just check if you have made some error. केवल negative नहीं आना चाहिए answer. Let us see again.
So I'm getting a negative answer.
No, yeah, even I'm getting this negative answer as well. So which means that this expression, the capital H should be first, the small h should be next, then. So we have, I think we have messed it over here. We just have to confirm this.
Yes, sir, because if 2h went to the other side, it would be negative.
If I take this to the next side, the both terms were coming out to be positive. Okay, yeah, my bad. This was minus 80. So if a value is 1 over 150 h to the power 502, I should have taken a negative sign over here. Now this negative sign means that these should be flipped. So I'm still taking a negative sign over here, negative sign over here, so that my answer is eventually positive. Okay, then your answer is going to be 49.4. Did you understand the mistake that I made over here? There was minus
Yes.
80 in the equation. When I found the value of a, and then when I was plugging the value of a again, I forgot the minus sign, because of which my time was coming out to be negative. But now if I take carry on with the negative sign, the negative 49.4 is going to be multiplied by negative, so you're going to end up with 49.
Okay.
Do you understand this now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.